Mhm. Welcome back, everybody. As you know, this is now nearing the end of week 3 of our course. And as the schedule has us laid out, in week 3 and continuing next week in week 4, we are reading and commenting about books from the 2008 notable books list. One book this week, one book next week, both from the same list. I want to share with you my books from those lists as well, ones that I'm either reading, rereading, or just very much enjoyed. From the 2008 list, I want to share this one, Sherman Alexie's book, The Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian. And I'm conscious of the fact that I only have 10 minutes on this clip, so I will have to be brief. First of all, this book is not technically, but it is in the genre of graphic novels. Now, graphic novels are not a separate genre in and of themselves, but they are rather a format by which a book can be written or illustrated. The thing that makes a graphic novel different and unique is that instead of just illustrations of part of the story is actually told partly through the illustrations. Now, remember this one, the part-time Indian piece, and consider this particular illustration, what it's like to be both white and Indian. And as you can see, this is not Sherman Alexie. He's not the illustrator. The illustrations are done by Ellen Forney, but it conveys a sense of the meaning of the story. One of the reasons why this book particularly appeals to me, first of all, the writing is absolutely exquisite. It's great. It's captivating. It's engaging. It just hooks you and keeps you wanting to read more and find out what's happening. But in the course of my teacher education classes over the last many years, I've actually had people in my class, in my teacher education courses, who are Native American and who did indeed eventually end up teaching on schools in reservations here in the state of Oregon. And the characters that they talk about in this book that Sherman Alexie has in the book, and the stories and the issues, poverty, alcoholism, drugs, growing up part-time Indian, part-time white, living in this mixed culture, are many of the same issues and stories that my students would talk about in class with the students they dealt with and such. This definitely is not a book for elementary age kids. It deals with issues that are beyond their ability to handle, and I don't think that they would profit or benefit from it. Middle school kids, very questionable. High school kids, I think, would. But I will tell you one brief story. This book was actually assigned in a high school English class in a high school in the Central Oregon area several years back. And the book was challenged by a parent who was rather upset, believed that the book was not appropriate for his son to be reading. The administration pulled the book. It went through all the hearings and channels and eventually reached a state of resolution. But you might ask yourself, why is this book a National Book Award winner? Why is this book on the notable books list? What is it about the cultural authenticity of this book that might affirm some people, might challenge other people, might upset some people, and perhaps there's a degree of truth in here that people don't want to hear, and that's the reason why they're upset. You might want to just simply think about that a little bit. If you've not read or taken a look at Sherman Alexie, The Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian, or any of his other books, I would encourage you to do so. But with this one in particular, careful, not for elementary kids, okay? Next week, a second book of your choice from the same 2008 list, okay? Talk to you later. Bye, everybody.